The question that most of the people have been asking me this, right? That is it really important to spend money on a product management course? Is it really important for us to spend money on an MBA? Then only we'll become a product manager. Is it really, can we not just take the offline or the free resources on YouTube, right? That can essentially help you become a product manager. What I have done in this session is I have tried to put across this example as a product design question itself, right? That if this is something that we want to do something like a product design activity, and can you make a decision for yourself, right? So this session is going to be more like a template for you guys to essentially take a decision for yourself, right? That's the first thing I'm clarifying, right? It does not mean that Shravan is here, he will tell ki nahi yaar ye karna chahiye, ye nahi karna chahiye. That's not my agenda. My agenda is very clear, right? Can I give you a structure? Can I give you a method through which you can make those choices by yourself, right? Hi, Learn French. Hi, Sachin. Very nice to meet you, right? So starting, let me just put across who is a product manager, right? A product manager across all the videos, all the places where you have read everything, is someone who solves user problems at scale. Now, how do you break down this very ambiguous statement saying that there is a user problem and I want to solve it, right? Let's break it down into multiple steps. You see this in my screen, right? The first thing that I've written is problem discovery and hypothesis building, which essentially means there's a user problem which you're trying to figure out by talking to a certain number of users, right? And then essentially trying to build a fundamental hypothesis that this is something that I will be able to, if I build something like this, then the problem would get solved. Make sense? Right? So Prashant is basically asking a question that is it really important to solve problem scales? See, ideally, if you want to scale a product, it is important that you see that over time you build a scalable solution. Initially in the MVP version, it might not be that required, but the product manager should have the vision that where do I want to take it? Where do I want to take it? So that's the first thing. The second thing that I want to talk about is, see, first thing that you do while you become a product manager, whenever you are faced with a problem, is that you do problem discovery. What I mean by problem discovery is talking to the right users, figuring out what are their intrinsic motivations, what are their extrinsic motivations, unko acha kya lagta hai, right? And eventually trying to figure out that, okay, if this problem has to be solved, what exactly do I have to take into account and build a hypothesis around it? That's the first thing. Second thing, then from that hypothesis, you actually work with multiple teams. You work with design, you work with business, you work with development teams, you work with to build an early version of the MVP, which lies in the execution part. Now, since you are working with so many people, it takes, there is an element of collaboration, right? You cannot say that as a product manager, I'll do everything, right? Your team has to support you in order to build a good product. So the second element, the first element is how do you essentially understand and do problem discovery, where you try to understand the core concepts of product management, that discovery karte kaise hain, right? All of those things, how are they done? So there is theory element. Second element is how do you translate this theory into something which is viable, right? That happens from a collaboration point of view. That's the second thing. Third is how do you learn to think in ambiguous situations, right? Which is like learning from real life case studies and making your ability to think, right? That will only happen when you have people around you who can essentially tell you this story. Arey yaar, main is company mein kaam karta tha. I used to work in this company and this was a problem that I faced and this is how we solved it. So what essentially happens is that next time you face a similar problem or something on the same lines, right, you would be able to think on your feet. It develops your ability to kind of learn from product sense and do things around that, right? That's the third thing. The fourth thing is, do you need skills, right? You also need skills to understand, okay, system design kaise hota hai, technical design kaise hota hai, design systems for UI UX kaise bante hain. All of those things are really important, right? So fourth thing is again theory, but you will learn from multiple people's experiences. Fifth thing is, you also, after you learn this theory and simultaneously you work with in a collaborative manner, you also need a network for learning and growth, because the role of a product manager doesn't end just to get a job, right? You have to consistently improve, because product manager की जिंदगी में सिर्फ ambiguous problems ही आएंगी, right? So you consistently have to network with the right set of people. For example, मैं एग्जांपल देता हूं. For example, if I want to build a payments product for my company, which is like Bhanzu, and I want to build a payments product, right? So it is good that I probably might have a network in which somebody works for a payment aggregator like JustPay, and I can essentially talk to them and say that what is the right way to build this payment system? What should I integrate? What should I not integrate? And it also brings forward a lot of opportunities also, because once you integrate that kind of a product, you have built a connection. Like tomorrow you can say that, oh, I have thought of a new idea, or if there is a new opening, I need a network, right? Fifth, sixth is getting headway. Now, since you have a network and people know you how you think, right? People know how you think, how you essentially plan a product, right? So these people, since they have some sort of understanding of your thinking process, will give you headways for interviews. Lot of times people just send me a message on LinkedIn saying, yeah, can you refer us? Can you refer us or not? I can't, because I have zero context, right? But on the contrary, if you build a network, if you've put effort there, right, then you will get a headway for interviews. People will consider you first. The reason for that is because I know this person, I know what kind of products he has worked on, I know what kind of capabilities that person holds. So it also gives you a headway for interviews. Seventh, it also helps you in succeeding in product management roles. Well, basically, these are the different aspects of product management. Seventh, what I mean by that is that, for example, if you have a network of people who essentially help you, and somebody is working in Google, right? The person will be easily be able to tell you that what are the things that essentially are needed to crack a Google interview. Maybe do they test product sense, do they test product design, do they test design thinking, do they test other aspects, right? And last is, once you become a PM, right, you all consistently have to improve in product management, right? Advanced learning. What I mean by that is, for example, you have learned how growth happens, like double A triple R अगर आपने पढ़ा है, acquisition, activation, retention, referral, revenue, right? But the next step in that is, do you know about growth loops? Growth loop कैसे बनते हैं? Growth loop क्या होता है? तो ideally, as a product, the different aspects of product manager are eightfold, right? First, how do I develop the theory to do the right kind of problem discovery and hypothesis building? Second, how do I collaborate with people? Collaborate with people to do design, business, and dev, and finally release. Third, how do I leverage the learnings that I have from my network to essentially do real life case studies and probably think in an ambiguous situation कि अगर मैंने Uber के लिए कुछ solve किया क्या मैं similar चीज Ola के लिए भी solve कर सकता हूँ. Fourth, how do I develop my skill sets as a product manager, because it will help you essentially support design, engineering, and other parts. Fifth, do I have the right set of network around me so that I can find opportunities, do things around that so that I always have a career path? Sixth, from those opportunities, do these people have an understanding of how I think, right? So I can get headway for interviews. Fifth, can I leverage my network to essentially figure out a method that what is tested in an interview in a type of company की एक B2B enterprise SaaS company क्या test करती है, Google क्या test करती है, Microsoft क्या test करती है, and last, do I have a headway in order to become a great product manager that I essentially learn from a lot of things like advanced concepts, design thinking, conceptual design, ये सारी चीजें, right? तो ये 8 चीजें तुम्हारे पास होनी चाहिए, तब जाके तुम एक अच्छे प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट रोल और द राइट काइंड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट रोल के अंदर जा पाओगे. यहां तक सब मेरे साथ अलाइंड है. देयर माइट बी 1 or 2 पॉइंट्स हियर एंड देयर ऊपर नीचे हो सकते हैं, बट मेजरली ये 8 चीजें हैं. नाउ अब पढ़ने के क्या तरीके हैं? What are the different ways through which I can learn all of this, right? The first thing is there are free courses on YouTube or playlist like my channel, right? Second method is you can take low ticket size prices such as Udemy. $10 का कोर्स है, $15 का कोर्स है. All of those courses are there, right? Third is moving into a cohort based course, right? I'll talk about everything, right? Which is like a 6 to 10 weeks, which costs you 40 to 70,000 rupees, right? तो जो तुम्हारा 8-9 हफ्ते का कोर्स होता है. फोर्थ इज मूविंग इनटू अ लार्जर टाइप ऑफ अ सीबीसी, जैसे जो IIM कोई कोड कराता है, जो अप्रेज्ड कराता है, जिसका प्राइस जो 16 वीक्स तक है, which is essentially 4-5 months, right? And then you essentially spend 1.5 to 1.8 lakh rupees, right? And finally, the most expensive bit is that doing an MBA from a prestigious institute, ISB, IIM, or any top college, right? मेजर यही 5 तरीके हैं. इसके अदर देन कोई बोल सकता है कि आई कैन लर्न फ्रॉम आर्टिकल्स एंड व्हाटएवर. फ्री का मतलब है एनीथिंग फ्री, राइट? तो यहां तक बात सबको क्लियर है? बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया. तो आई मूव फॉरवर्ड. नाउ व्हाट आई हैव ट्राइड टू फिगर आउट इज दैट आई हैव ट्राइड टू क्रिएट अ स्मॉल स्ट्रक्चर फॉर यू टू थिंक अबाउट, राइट? तो सबसे पहले क्या करते हैं, इट्स जस्ट अ मैथमेटिकल स्ट्रक्चर. प्लीज, numbers are not relevant, the structure is important. Please learn that by heart. The structure is important, numbers are not important. numbers मैंने सिर्फ आपको सिर्फ just to give you a direction नंबर डाले हैं. मेरे नंबर गलत भी हो सकते हैं, बट इन प्रिंसिपल 80% वो अलाइनमेंट में होंगे. हो सकता है कोई बंदा बोल सकता है somebody might say your numbers are different. हाँ, important, right? तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने बोला कि okay, all of these points which I have put across, which is the first thing is structured learning, जो हमने पहली बात की, problem discovery. Second कि collaboration with devs and peers, उसको मैंने लिख दिया community support. Third, learning from people, learning by peers लिख दिया. Fourth कि can I learn from real life case studies, उसको मैंने लिख दिया guest sessions, कि guest sessions होने चाहिए, live case studies होनी चाहिए, live classes होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि तुम actually you will be able to. Why are you all here? Why are these 45 people in the call? Because they want to learn from me, right? Next is from this network, right? Do you get referral support, right? Seventh is, do you get personalized mentorship, right? Next, do you get advanced learning opportunities, right? Next, do you get प्लेसमेंट प्रिपरेशन सपोर्ट. रेफरल सपोर्ट और प्लेसमेंट प्रिपरेशन सपोर्ट दोनों अलग चीजें हैं. रेफरल का मतलब मैं तुम्हें रेफर कर रहा हूं. प्लेसमेंट प्रिपरेशन का मतलब है कि आई एम सिटिंग विद यू, हेल्पिंग यू प्लान अ रेज्यूमे, हेल्पिंग यू डू ऑल ऑफ दोस थिंग्स, राइट? पुटिंग इट द राइट काइंड ऑफ इंटरव्यू स्ट्रक्चर. लास्ट इज द नेटवर्किंग इंजन, कि क्या मेरे पास एक ही अपॉर्चुनिटी होगी या मल्टीपल अपॉर्चुनिटीज होंगी, राइट? बिकॉज आई नो 10 डिफरेंट पीपल, राइट? तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने जितने भी प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट के ये डिफरेंट पिलर्स थे, उन सबको मैंने ना डिफरेंट वैल्यू पॉइंट्स में डाल दिया. जस्ट लाइक अ प्रोडक्ट डिजाइन क्वेश्चन, लाइक व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स दैट एनी ऑफ दीज सर्विसेज कैन प्रोवाइड मी. उन बेनिफिट्स को मैंने लेफ्ट साइड पे लिख दिया. अब सम पीपल माइट से इन द कॉल कि देयर माइट बी 2 more टाइप्स ऑफ बेनिफिट्स अलाइंड. मैं वही बोल रहा हूं, स्ट्रक्चरली समझो इस चीज को. Important is that you understand the structure. Important is not that I might have missed 1 point or 2 points, right? यहां तक सब मेरे साथ aligned है. I will explain it, पूरा मैं अच्छे से explain करूंगा, बट यहां तक बात समझ में आ गई कि मैंने क्या किया. The journey of a product manager को मैंने क्या बोला कि okay, if I have to replicate the journey of a product manager, what are the different things that I might need in order to learn those skills, right? So I need structured learning, I need community support, I need learning by peers. Peers का मतलब होता है जो मेरे आसपास के लोग हैं. I need guest sessions, I need live case studies so that I can apply different concepts. I need a referral support, I need a personalized plan, one-on-one plan. I need an advanced learning opportunities so that I can learn difficult concepts like product strategy and stuff like that. Like I need placement support, and I finally need like a networking engine ki going forward in life, for example something bad happens, a layoff happens or whatever and whatnot, I have a large networking engine. अब मैंने क्या किया, मैंने क्या बोला, इन सबको ना मैंने इन सारे जो लेफ्ट साइड के पॉइंट्स हैं, everything right on the left hand side, I tried to rate them from 1 to 10, right? Mathematically, I just built a mathematical model. I said 1 point means the lowest, 10 point means the highest. What it means by that is if I give 10 points to structured learning to a particular type of course, that means it is the best structured learning on the internet, right? If I give 1, then it essentially means कि structured learning नहीं है, there might be a bunch of videos or whatever and whatnot, and you have to go through different and you cannot tie those different concepts together. ठीक है, right? तो मैंने वो किया. That is something that. Second thing that I did was that average APM salary depends on किस तरह का एरिया चल रहा है. जैसे अभी it's a funding crunch, APMs are paid slightly less, but if there is a फिर से बूम आएगा 1 साल बाद, APMs will be paid more. तो मैंने एवरेज सैलरी ले ली. मैंने बोला 15 लाख रुपए एवरेज सैलरी है. ठीक है, मेक सेंस? हाँ, तो 15 लाख रुपए सैलरी है. 15 लाख को मैंने डॉलर्स में कन्वर्ट किया, वो दैट कम्स अराउंड $18,000, राइट? फिर मैंने क्या किया, मैंने बोला कि एक एपीएम हर दिन 10 घंटे काम करता है, 10 घंटे काम करता है और महीने में 22 डेज काम करता है, 4 तो वीकेंड ही होते हैं. तो ऑन एन एवरेज आई एम वर्किंग 220 आवर्स एज एन एपीएम एवरी डे, सॉरी एवरी मंथ. यहां तक बात क्लियर है? आई सेड दैट एवरी एपीएम वर्क्स 10 hours a day. In a month he or she works 22 days, 8 days weekend में प्लस माइनस हो सकता है उसके अंदर. दैट essentially means I am working 220 hours every month. मल्टीप्लाई बाय 12, 2600 आवर्स आते हैं. उसको मैंने 18,000 से डिवाइड कर दिया, यानी कि एक एपीएम के 1 घंटे की वैल्यू $7 है या ₹500 है। बात क्लियर है? यहां तक बात सबको क्लियर है? प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू डू। मैंने क्या किया, आई सेड 15 लाख रुपए कमा रहा है, कन्वर्टेड दैट इनटू डॉलर्स, figured out the number of hours, average number of hours the APM will spend in an year, divided those two, I figured out what is the value of one hour of an APM, which came across around $7. Make sense? $7 or ₹500। यहां तक सब aligned है मेरे साथ? अब मैंने क्या किया, the next thing that I did was took all of these different types of courses and tried to map them। ठीक है, तो मैंने सबसे पहले लिखा कि फ्री यूट्यूब प्लेलिस्ट, सेकंड मैंने लिखा यूडेमी, थर्ड मैंने लिखा अ सीबीसी लाइक पीएम स्कूल, या कल को मैं अपना सीबीसी खोलता हूं या कोई खोलता है जो $600 का हो सकता है, मैं 600 का ना करूं, हो सकता है मैं 100 का करूं, जितने का भी करूं फर्क नहीं पड़ता उस चीज से, ठीक है। बट सीबीसी इज द थर्ड थिंग। फोर्थ इज अ सीबीसी विच इज स्लाइटली लॉन्गर, विच इज लाइक ऑफ अ 4 to 6 सीबीसी का फिर मतलब बताता हूं। सीबीसी का मतलब होता है कोहर्ट बेस्ड कोर्स, जिसमें एक लाइव कोहर्ट बनाया जाता है, जिसमें बच्चे होते हैं और वो बच्चे साथ में लाइव क्लास पढ़ते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं सीबीसी, अ कोहर्ट बेस्ड कोर्स, राइट। Then I said, and last I wrote like an MBA, which essentially costs me 25 lakh rupees on an average, तो $35,000 लगते हैं। बात यहां तक सब अलाइंड है मेरे साथ? अब क्या करते हैं, अब एक एक करके पूछते हैं।